Hello, thank you for joining me today for this full body mobility routine. This is perfect for after work. If we've gotten some kinks in the neck and we're compressing the spine, we're all kind of tensed and tightened up. We really work through all of the joints and the major parts of the body. This is also perfect to increase your flexibility as your range of motion is directly correlated to your flexibility. So whenever you're ready, we get started lying on our backs. We begin today hugging the knees into the chest. Take one moment to really press the lower back down into the mat and just notice your breath. Relax the shoulders, relax the muscles of the face and the jaw. Take one deep inhale and exhale. We can gently begin opening up the hips with a few little hip circles. Just warming up. Moving nice and slow. Making sure we're balanced and evened out, both sides. Then we'll plant the feet down, hip width apart. Extend the arms out to shoulder height. Inhale, reach them overhead. Exhale, press through the arms and the bottoms of the feet to send the hips up. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze and lift. 3 more like that. Beautiful. We're already building up some heat, waking up the lower body. Last one. Squeeze, hold this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take the arms by the sides and send the feet up into the air. Legs are straight. Hold here. Let the blood rush from the feet all the way down the legs to the heart center, back up to the head. Maybe we close the eyes for a moment and we can feel this circulation. And on your next exhale, gently open the legs to the sides. Beautiful, nice and active in the legs, and bring them back together. We'll do 5 of these as well. Mobility and strength go together a lot, so we will be strengthening our muscles today, which is always a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yes, you got this. Feel the inner thighs heating up, those hip adductors getting stronger. And when we find our feet back up in the air, keep them here, connect to the core. Slowly lower the legs down, tap the mat. And slowly raise them back up. See how much control you can use. We're only doing 3 of these, so we have 2 more. See how slow and how controlled you can make these. Strengthening the abdominal wall, helping with our posture when we start mobilizing through the spine. Beautiful. Last one. And let the feet come back up to the air. Take the hands underneath the thighs, bend the knees, and slowly rock your way up to a seat, keeping the knees bent, coming into a little caterpillar pose. Flexing the feet up at the face, finding a nice long spine. Reaching for the toes, we may have to readjust. If we can't reach, we can always use a strap. Exhale, send the back backwards, pressing against the feet. If we're using our fingers or our hands, really rounding through the upper back, opening up between the scapula, tucking the chin in towards the knees, really giving yourself a nice little hug here. Take 2 deep breaths. Just enjoying this grounding, earthing posture. Feeling the inner connection. And gently release. Take the toes to the mat. Place the hands by the sides or gently behind the hips. And just take a few moments to flex and point the ankles. Maybe we raise up onto the balls of the feet as well. And scoot the feet in closer. Exhale, flex. Inhale, plant them down. Working through the tops of the feet, the fronts of the ankles, the Achilles heel. Strengthening all of those tendons that we use to balance, like in our warrior 3 or dancer pose. Beautiful. We'll take about 2 more breaths here. Just finding what feels good to you. And then gently making your way up into a yogi squat or malasana. Opening the inner groin, stepping those feet wide, toes point to the corners. Send the pelvis down, lift the chest up high. Exhale, release, surrender into this posture. Using the elbows to gently help you open the knees just a little bit more, releasing tension in the hips. Shining the heart forward, take 1 deep breath. And maybe we take a little side bend here, releasing the right fingertips to the mat as the left arm reaches overhead. Exhale to switch, still sending the pelvis down into the mat. Breathing. And release. Plant the fingertips, turn the toes to the front of the mat. And inhale to halfway lift, letting the fingertips float away as we reach through the crown of the head, extending the spine, sinking back into the heels. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise the hands above the head, big reach. And exhale, flat back, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. Turn this way so you can see me. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, cactus the arms, drawing the shoulder blades together. Our arms are like big goalposts here, really spreading through the fingers. Inhale, take the elbows together in front of the chest. And exhale, open cactus. Inhale, moving with the breath, opening up the chest, the shoulders. 2 more of these. I'm feeling nice and strong already. I hope you are too. You know what? I lied. 1 more. Nice and big. Beautiful. Release the hands to the sides. Sweep the right arm overhead and behind. Trying to only articulate from the shoulder. So making sure we're nice and steady and strong. Finding our focus point and really trying to control this big sweep of an arm circle. Yeah. Make these motions as big as you can. Take up space. And release. Inhale, sweep the left arm overhead and behind. We might notice that one was inherently more open or more mobile than the other one. It's totally normal. We're all not symmetrical. We're all a little bit off, a little bit weird. That's all right. Big breaths. One more. Ground down through this left foot. Raise the right knee into the chest. And taking it out, exhale to the side. Then sweep it back in. We can release the knee if we'd like to draw big circles with the knee. If that is easier to open up, if we feel that deeper in the hip joint. Making this as fluid as we can. Finding what feels good here. And then taking the reverse. Beautiful. Preparing for tree pose. Finding your version today, whether your foot is at the ankle, the shin, or the inner thigh. Ground down through the left foot, raise the chest, send that knee backwards, lift up high. 2 breaths here. Feeling nice and strong. And exhale, plant that right foot back down. Picking up the left into the chest. Give it a little hug first before sending it on its way. Finding our little hip rotations. Drawing big circles with the knee. Making some shapes here. Who knew you were coming to a geometry class, huh? I thought this was yoga. Beautiful. Few more hip circles. And then when you're ready, make your way into your version of tree pose. Taking this moment to be with your breath. Roll the shoulders down and back. And exhale to gently release and step that foot back, coming into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Go nice and slow here. Bend one knee at a time. Really noticing how this feels in the calf, the back of the heel, the bottom of the foot. Sending the chest towards the legs with every exhale. Finding so much length in the spine, decompressing, especially if we do a lot of sitting. Find our static downward facing dog for our breath. Pushing away with the hands, sending the hips up and the heels down. Beautiful. Then drop the knees down. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, keeping the toes tucked. Finding little spinal rolls here. So sending the hips backward, rounding through the back, taking the body over the hands, and then dropping the belly, kind of like a little cat-cow. Like a very fluid cat-cow. Or maybe we take some rib rolls here. Again, finding what feels good to you. Ooh, yeah, just opening up. Letting the day go. Beautiful. Listening to the beautiful sound of your breath. One more breath here. And find neutral spine, tabletop. Untuck the feet. Ground down through the hands. Come down onto the left forearm. And inhale, peel the right arm up. Twist. Exhale, thread the needle, coming to lie on the right ear. Finding a few breaths here, really sending your awareness to the spine. Finding anywhere you may be holding on to some tension. Consciously release. Take one more big breath. And then exhale to gently press up and come out. Planting the right forearm. Inhale, reach the left fingertips to the sky. And exhale, thread the needle. My back just cracked. That felt so good. Maybe closing the eyes, taking a moment to feel the body, tuning out distractions. Really being present for this practice on the mat, present for yourself today. You made it here on the mat. You showed up. And release on your next exhale. Coming back up and taking a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Moving with the breath. Taking these intentionally slow. Enjoying this time. Find one more round before meeting back in tabletop pose. Ground down through the left shin. Inhale, send the right up, tiger pose, toes point towards the ceiling. Exhale, crunch knee to nose. 2 more, inhale, squeeze the glutes, and exhale, crunch. Beautiful, and round. Inhale, back through tiger, hold here for 2 breaths. And we're coming into cow face pose. So on your next exhale, tuck this right leg behind the left, coming to sit on the sit bones, stacking the knees. Don't worry, we have 2 legs, so we have another chance for that transition if that didn't work out for us as smoothly as we wanted. Settling in here, grounding down through the sit bones, lifting up through the spine. We have an option to take either eagle arms or traditional cow face arms. So if one of these does not feel as good to you, take the other one. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop the right behind, bending both at the elbows and trying to reach for fingertips. Staying here for a few breaths. Maybe taking a slight forward fold if we would like to deepen this glute stretch. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to release. And gently come back onto the knees. Unravel those legs. Ground down through the palms. Inhale, tiger pose. Left leg comes up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, squeeze. Hips are square. Exhale, round. And our last tiger pose, hold for 2 breaths, gripping through the fingers. And on your next exhale, cross it down, coming into cow face pose. Take a seat, find a seat. Make sure we are fully comfortable here, make any little adjustments you may need. And then find your arm variation, whatever that may look like to you in this moment. Starting to settle down, allowing the breath to calm you. This beautiful tool. Exhale to gently release. Uncross the legs and make your way into easy seat or any seat that feels comfortable for you. Ending this practice with a few gentle upper body movements. Plant the right hand, reach the left over. Try to reach the right forearm down onto the mat. As we reach and extend through the side body, grounding down through the sit bones. If we can't have the sit bones still on the mat with the forearm, then we can raise back up. But last breath here. And exhale through center, switching sides. Keeping the chest open to the front of the room. Maybe feeling some relief in our lower back. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, twist to the right. Beginning to notice if you feel any different than you did before this practice, whether that be mental, physical, emotional, whatever comes to mind. Back through center. You can take this optional hand raise if we like, and twist to the left. Starting to get in the practice of observing where we're at multiple times throughout the day. Even 5 seconds to say pause. How am I doing right now emotionally, physically, yada yada. Beginning to observe our minds and ourselves is the first step towards making any active changes, getting to know our true selves. Coming back to neutral spine, sit up nice and tall, and exhale, tuck the chin into the chest. Just letting the weight of the head open up through the back of the neck. Letting gravity assist you. Inhale, back up, neutral spine. Exhale, gaze to the right. Hold here. You can feel the side of the neck really reaching down. You can extend this left hand as well. I want to deepen this nice long line. On your next exhale, come through center. Take one breath and gaze to the left. Finding any other movements or stretches, positions that our body is yearning for at this time. And I thank you for joining me on the mat today. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.